What's up, spectators? Welcome back to the episode of Layton's Mystery Journey. We are on the Temptanic, and we're playing a little game that the host has set out for us, and it's to find 4 hidden angel statues. I don't need to go into the reason. It's for a stupid reason. It's a stupid thing, but we're doing it. So we're moving on down. We've already found the first statue from the engine room, so now we're coming here to find the second golden statue. And why does my voice hurt all of a sudden? Benji, that was so hard. The angel was hidden really well. Gosh, I think you're... No, I'm not gonna do that. Yes, you are right. You're always right, Bess. This yes man. Well, this angel statue hunt is very naughty, isn't it? But a bidding slip for that statue, what a prize to tell everyone about. Big old waste of money. Where is the golden goddess? Is gone? Where is the statue? Where is my golden goddess? Someone has stolen it! I don't believe it! With the perpetrator! I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm clearly tired. Maybe that's also why my voice hurts. Hold your horses now. It's been nicked! That whopping great thing? Oh dear, Mr. Fullhold is fuming. Of course he is. That statue is practically priceless. You've said that already. And if it's practically priceless, then it isn't priceless and it has a price. What's its price? Wait a minute though. If the statue's been stolen, what'll become of my bidding slip? You haven't won it yet, Katrielle. Well, all I can say is someone's got a bloomin' nerve carrying out a theft under my nose. Yeah, that is impressive, considering how large your nose is. It's up to us to find whoever did this. Well, we certainly can't ignore it. It'll be the theft of the century, given how valuable the statue must be. So now we're searching for the goddess statue itself instead of angels. What fun! I've had the crew search the ship, Mr. Fullhold, but there's no sign of the statue anywhere. This is madness! The statue is enormous! Where could someone possibly have hidden it that we cannot find again? It's a terrible crime. I'll go straight to the bridge and radio back to shore to let them know what's happened. Yes, thank you, Midas. But there's nothing to be done from the shore. I do not understand. Don't you worry, Mr. Fullhold. We'll catch the crook that did this, you mark my words. Ah, yes, of course. I was forgetting about the profession of some of our guests. Then you find my statue, and you find the person responsible for this brazen criminal act. Whatever it takes, use persuasion if you need to. Yes, the nipple clamps. Bring out the nipple clamps. Use the occasion of, being on this vessel to find the criminal, kill them. We will, Mr. Fullhold. Any mystery solved, that's my motto. No matter how many clamps it takes, she gets the job done. Could you please ensure no other guests enter the lounge area from now on so that nothing is disturbed at the scene of the crime? Of course. If it'll help your investigation, I will inform our guests they must not enter. This is an unprecedented disaster for my new vessel's maiden voyage. I'm only thankful to you all on board. Please find it. Well, a turn up for the books. The theft of a solid gold statue like that is a big case. What I want to know is, how did anyone manage to make off with something so big and heavy? It's almost unbelievable, but it happened, and we have to find out how. Right then, let's get this investigation underway. I think we should begin by taking a formal statement from Mr. Fullhold. I mean, clearly they used the crane right there. Do you see it? Oh, the swine that did this, taking my statue. Mr. Fullhold, could we have a word? Naturally, if it'll help track down this scoundrel. When we went to the engine room to start the angel statue treasure hunt, were there any other guests left behind in the lounge? No, I believe all the guests were taking part in the game. When we went together to the engine room, there should have been no one remaining in the lounge. I'd say we were in the engine room for about 15 minutes, wouldn't you? Was the statue light enough to be removed in such a short space of time? Miss Layton, the goddess of statues made of solid gold. It weighs approximately 4 tons. How on earth did you ever manage to get it inside the lounge in the first place? The Temtanic is equipped with a very sophisticated crane, Miss Spaghetti. That was a simple task. Then it seems probable that the culprit used the same method to remove the statue, doesn't it? Could anybody operate the crane, Mr. Fullhold? No, I do not think so. It is not so easy to control. But I do not know the details. You must ask Captain Pullman. Well, we need to ask him about it now, I think. We should find him on the bridge. That's where he said he was going, to radio ashore. That's right. Let's make our way to the bridge then.
I say, it's rather wonderful being on the bridge and seeing where the captain controls this magnificent...
There's the captain over there. We're very sorry to disturb you like this, Captain Pullman, but we'd like to ask you a few questions, if we may. Did you manage to radio ashore, Captain Pullman? Yes, I've just finished relaying the message. I've set a course back to the wharf. Obviously, the party can't go on now. If there's anything I can do to help with the investigation, please don't hesitate to ask. I've told the crew to assist in any way possible as well. If you want to ask them any questions, feel free. Thank you! We'd actually like to ask you about the crane. The one next to the lounge, you mean? Mr. Fullhold informs us that only a trained operator would be able to use it. Is that all right? Exactly. For starters, they need the key from me. And there's no spare either. I have the only one, making you the prime suspect, Captain Pullman. The captain has full responsibility for the vessel, you see. Even the owner couldn't operate the crane without my consent. So everything has to go through you. Yes, and Mr. Fullhold is well aware of that, naturally. When he appointed me as captain, he entrusted the Temtanic in her entirety to me. In other words, Mr. Fullhold obviously has a great deal of faith in you. He's got salt water in his blood, that man, just like me, and he loves this vessel dearly. That doesn't sound healthy. I know he's a hard-nosed businessman, and not everyone likes the man, but that's just one side of that man. What do you mean by that? What I mean is, he has a good heart. When my old company went under, not only did he take me on, but he took on all of my crew as well. As a result, we've all still got jobs, and jobs that we enjoy. He's a great man. That was incredibly good of him, to rescue all of you from unemployment. That's the 7 dragons for ya. They can do they can do things like that. Like I said, a great man. I'll always be indebted to him. Oh my god. Oh my god. Those are his eyes. Look at his face. Look at his eyes. Blink. He just blinked. He blinked again. Those are his eyes. I thought that, he just had like the dark. I thought I didn't know his eyes were beaming. Oh man. You are a scary man. You scare me, sir. I did not know those were your eyes. I would like to leave the room as fast as possible. Still not as creepy as that guy who has pants legs. No thigh gap. No gap at all. Just down. You remember, from the bank. I've never gotten this far in the song before. And look at this shifty fellow. Could we ask you a few questions, please? You're the ones investigating the theft of the goddess statue, are you? Sure, what do you want to know? I'm Abel, by the way. Abel Seaman. During the time when the theft must have taken place, Captain Pullman was with the guests in the engine room. Who was driving the ship while he was away? That'd be me! Although it's really just a case of checking that she's staying on course. So that would place you here on the bridge when the theft occurred then? Yeah, it would. And who operated the crane when the statue was loaded onto the ship in the first place? That'd be me as well. Why? So you know how to operate it, Mr. Seaman, if that is your real name. Seaman on the poop deck. Understood. Can the crane be used at any time? No, not at all. Most of the time it's not switched on, to conserve power. Before you operate it, you have to flick the master switch in the engine room. If that switch is off, the crane won't do anything. The master switch in the engine room, eh? Well, it looks like there's quite the procedure to get that crane up and running then. There is. No one could have made use of it without planning it first. What's up, Spaghetti? You onto something? Perhaps. I'm thinking about motive. I thought you were the brains around here. Why does anyone steal gold? For money! Yes, usually I agree, but let's not forget that the statue was a matter of pride for Mr. Fullhold. So, what's your point? My point is, perhaps the motive wasn't money, but malice. Revenge, maybe. Mr. Fullhold has made a number of enemies over the years as he built up his business. It isn't impossible that the culprit stole the statue as a way of getting back at him for something. You could have a point there. So what do you think? Talk to Fullhold again? First, there's something else we need to examine. What's that then? The switch in the engine room. The crane can't be operated unless that switch is on, remember? And when we were in the engine room before looking for the little angel, that switch was off, I believe. Can't say I remember. It was off, yes. I remember because Katrielle tried to touch it, before the captain told her off, that is. Of course, now I remember. I think we should go back to the engine room and have another look at that switch. Alright then, let's go. Back to the engine room! Hello! What you lot be doing down here then?
We're sorry to disturb you, but we're investigating the stolen goddess statue, you see?
You're the engineer, are you? That's right, me lovely. Declan Swabber's the name. Don't let me stop you. You go ahead and investigate. Oh, I shall investigate, thank you.
He's gone back to his work.
Well, he said we could investigate, so let's investigate. Just a quick question for you, Mr. Swabber. How many people on this ship know how to use the crane? Well, there's a question. The navigation officer, for one. Of course, the captain was a navvy one, so he knows. But most of the time, it's old Abel what does it. I'm being the navvy now and all. I see. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? It's gotta be someone on the bridge who does it. That's where the controls are. And Abel's got that kind of finicky mind anyhows. You gotta have your head screwed on to move them girt-heavy things round. Speak English, damn you! You've been very helpful indeed. So this is the switch that turns on the power to the crane. According to Mr. Seaman, if this is off, the crane can't be used. Well, we were all in the engine room here looking for that angel figurine at the time of the goddess statue was taken. And the switch was definitely off then. just as it's still off now. But if the crane was used, the switch must have been flipped. By who? That's the question. Well, we know it's somebody on board at least. So, putting together everything we've learned so far. That's it! You've worked something out, have you? Have you really, though? With, you know, that little brain of yours? Did you? I have, Cat! I'll fill you in, but first let's find somewhere we won't be overheard. How about the deck? Ah, where everyone is? Perfect. What have you managed to deduce? Let's go out on deck and hear the inspector's theory. Yeah. What is it? I figured it out. I've pegged the culprit. Even though Katrielle and I haven't made our deductions yet. All right, Spaghetti, enough of your cheek. I do crack cases from time to time, you know, and asses. So what I've deduced is that the guilty party must be... Abel. Obviously, he would say it's Abel Seaman. That is some Abel Seaman. The man we spoke to on the bridge? Yeah, Seaman was on the bridge where the crane controls are when the statue was taken. To put it another way, there's no one else who could have used the crane at the time in question, so he's our man. Well, he did admit to being on the bridge. And it's true that the crane does need to be operated from the bridge. Which is why it had to be him. Unfortunately, there's more to operating the crane, though, isn't there? First of all, Captain Pullman told us that you need a key, which only he has. And second of all, the power switch in the engine room has to be in the on position. And the bridge is on the topmost level of the ship, whilst the engine room is right down at the bottom. It takes a fair amount of time to get between them. Even running to the engine room and back to switch the power on to the crane wouldn't leave enough time to left over. But how else could that whopping great statue have been moved? That's the point, isn't it? You have to be on the bridge to operate the crane. But you can't get to the engine room and back again in the time window we're looking at. To say nothing of the key that's required, according to Captain Pullman. Well, it was Nick somehow. I'm beginning to think there's something a little different about this case. What's that supposed to mean? I think if we're gonna solve this, Inspector, it's a case of all hands on deck.
So what? There's some elaborate plot going on here behind the scenes? Is that what you're saying, Kat?
It's evident that the criminal is both extremely intelligent and a level-headed decision-maker. It can't possibly be him.
You're right. Level-headed, intelligent, an expert, in fact, on everything about this ship.
Well, if Seaman didn't do it, then who did? So you brought us all out here on deck to tell us that you made an illogical deduction? Watch it, Spaghetti! I don't see you coming up with anything better. I just haven't built up a full profile of the culprit yet. It isn't making sense. Now, you two, no squabbling. I have a cunning plan. Oh? I'm not sure I want to hear it, do I? Well, what do you mean, do I? Oh, yes, you do. My cunning plan is this. We redo the angel figurine treasure hunt. What's cunning about that? What are you hoping to achieve? Katrielle, this is hardly the time for more games. Just hear me out. There's a very good reason for me suggesting it. Remember, when the theft happened, we were already underway on the cruise. Which means that at this very moment, the culprit is still on board. can't be sure of that. What if the blackguard that did it jumped ship and got onto another vessel or something? No, I'm confident that didn't happen. Immediately after we discovered the statue was missing, I looked all around us for other ships just to be sure. I didn't see anything nearby at all, and there were no missing lifeboats. I see, alright then. Let's assume the culprit is still on board. I think that's very likely. However, I don't imagine the culprit expected a police officer and a private detective would be on board. If whoever did this sees that we're already investigating, they might try to destroy some valuable evidence. But if we're seen to be playing the treasure hunt game again, what message does that convey? That we're certainly not investigating very thoroughly. Exactly. We're dealing with a particularly cool and collected criminal here. We need to get whoever it is to lower their guard if we're going to catch them out. I bet it was that dog who always calls us Hound. So, go and ask Fullho to organize the games again. Let's do that. Katrielle, what you've said does make sense, but still, are you sure this isn't just your way of trying to get your hands on that bidding slip? Of course not. I mean, if I happen to win the bidding slip, I'm not saying it wouldn't be nice, but... You admit it! I knew that was the real reason. Oh, she's a clever one. Hello, my friends. How is the investigation progressing? Have you identified the scoundrel who did this? Mr. Fullhold, perfect timing. We have a favor to ask you. Would you be kind enough to organize the treasure hunt game again? The game? But what is the point? The goddess statue is gone. Without the statue, the game is meaningless. Not to worry, sir. It's Miss Layton's cunning plan, you see. It's all part of a ruse to find the missing statue. A cunning plan, you say? That's right. I assure you we will locate the statue. So if you could just get the game started again. You might know I am a fan of cunning plans, Miss Layton. The more cunning, the better. I see you have a sense of adventure, as do I. Very well, I will summon the guests and we will play the game again. It would be a shame to waste the entertainment I prepared for you all. Thank you, Mr. Fullhold. That's wonderful. So, let's waste no time. Come with me to where the next angel figurine is hidden. Let me see. I think we'll go to my cabin. Oh, suspicious. Inviting ladies into your cabin? Claiming it's for a game? I think I know where this is going. As the owner of this vessel, I have the pleasure of staying in the Deluxe first-class accommodation.
Deluxe and first class. It sounds wizard.
My intention for this angel figurine treasure hunt is to showcase my latest creation to my guests. The first-class accommodation is a sight I wish you all to behold! So come, I'm gonna rub it in your faces how poor you are! Here it is, the most exclusive of the cabins that the Titanic has to offer.
It's gigantic, and the view
Makes where we're sleeping look like a kennel. It's so spacious and so well appointed, first class in every way. That is the unique appeal of the Titanic, the height of luxury but without the prohibitive price tag. Excuse me, I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure the poor people have to sleep where Ernest is sleeping, so don't even. Somewhere concealed in this cabin is another angel figurine. Find her. All right, Angel, time to track you down. But just before I do... Hastings, Emiliana, a quick word, please. What's up, Kat? I thought this was the plan. It is, but while we're looking for the angel, let's also snoop around in here a little. You what? Not so loud. We don't want Mr. Fullhold to overhear. Sorry, alright, I catch your drift. This was the idea, was it? Pretend we're just playing this game and we're really hunting for clues? It's a good way to avoid arousing suspicion, I agree. Exactly. This treasure hunt game is the perfect cover. And if I find the angels, I'll also get that bidding slip. You care more about that than the case. Well, let's start scouring this cabin then, shall we? Of course, if she's really smart, she'll get the bidding slip and sell the bidding slip for, you know, a practically priceless value. But, well, it's been probably around 25 minutes, I don't know. So stay, wait, I'll get it right this time. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode. Bye-bye.